Spin with Nature here. We're out on 2021 Indiana bow season, and we're heading out to a spot I've never been to before. Going out with my guide today, little brother Steve.
Word.
Yeah. So he's already nailed one this year, and he's spreading the love, and I'm willing to enjoy that. So we're gonna, this will be the only noise we're gonna hear for a while. Hopefully the next noise we hear is the whack of an arrow. So it's gonna be pretty quiet from here on out, so enjoy the ride. Okay, so you've seen that footage. It's been a very successful morning. Getting ready to tear into some lunch here, and then I'm heading back out, and just not a way I wanted this to go. I'm going to have my little MRE meal, or part of my little MRE meal, and then oh, I got beef jerky. How appropriate. Beef stew. What else we got? Oh, fudge brownie. This is a gold mine. Lemon lime flavored fruit juice. Okay, I'll probably hold off on that. Cheese spread. All right, so I'm just gonna go ahead and get me something real quick to eat here. Having the beef ravioli and taking the jerky with me, and then we'll get back in out there and see if I can find that deer. This is really not how I like to do this. So let me get this meal ate, and we're going back in there. Okay, so it's getting harder. Rained all night last night, rained this morning, just wind now. So blood trail, nothing. Until I got to this mud puddle. We're gonna see if we can see this. Got to this mud puddle. Get her down right there. To the left. Right down in there is a blood clot that dropped in the water. So it's red. Down here, a little bit bigger puddle. Some more blood clots dropped in the water. So that's the sign I have to go with now. And this is not looking like it's going to be easy. Okay, so you see the video footage, and I'm just saying, the day before I shot the deer it rained, the day I shot the deer it rained, the day after I shot the deer it rained. There wasn't any blood to be tracking. That you know, there's open field. I marked the spot where he went in. I come in yesterday and tracked for 9 hours, and just zigzagged through the woods, went really slow. I thought for sure he was in here. When I got to the end, I found one spot where he'd come out on the opposite end, and he'd stopped over a mud puddle, and down in that mud puddle, which I showed you, blood clots had fallen, or blood drops, and they'd stayed in that water. The water hadn't been disturbed, so they sit there. That was the only blood I found the whole time. Today I come out for 5 hours and I'm done. Didn't find him. I went back to the spot where I found the blood spots in the water. And here's an interesting fact, and one that I've used before. When a deer crosses a field in Indiana, they'll go on the top of that hill. They'll follow that ridge all the way across that field as much as they can. That way they can see both sides and not get surprised by anything. That's what I did this morning. I went out, found a blood spot, and it was right on top of a hill, the ridge, so I followed that across the field. And let me clean that off. And then when I got to the other side, is that better? So when I got to the other side then, I went in the corn rows, nothing, no blood on the corn stalk. Like I said, it had been raining. And I went about 6 rows and I found a spot where he'd plowed through and had been all the corn stalks over. So I got up there and I found the tracks, and I started following the tracks through that cornfield. And when he got to the end of that row, he blew out, went through a huge water hole. And it's also a feeding area for leather deer, and they had it tracked up with probably last night with fresh tracks. His tracks washed out, their tracks fresh all over everything. And like I said, 5 hours today, and other than them tracks, I found nothing. And he didn't stop at all, never bedded down, never stopped. The tracks were constantly moving, you know, they're evenly paced. At no point was there all 4 together. So he didn't stop, and you know, as much as I hate it, he's gone. He's coyote food by now. I hate to see an animal suffer like that. It was a bad shot, and nothing I can do to fix that now. 14 hours of tracking, that's the best I can do. At this point, it's on other people's lands that I don't have permission to be on, so I'm not going to push that. 2021 bow season, Indiana, that's where we're at, and we'll keep on. Alright, welcome to Spooning with Nature. I'm Gary. This is Chris.
I'm Chris.
So we're sitting out here, got a picked Indiana bean field with a standing cornfield on the other side. Wind's out of the west. We're sitting on the east side of this woods. I've been seeing a doe and a yearling coming out here and feeding at night. I'm figuring about the next hour or so we're going to see that. So sit back and enjoy this ride. In an hour we're going to know how it ends. Hopefully it's with a blood trail. Okay, I really wish I could have showed you the last 45 minutes of this hunt. I was actually heading to a spot to set for the evening, and I seen 2 nice deer on the edge. I thought they were a buck and a doe, and so I hustled across the muddy field, and I got around to the side of the woods. And I snuck in on them. I mean, I took the pack off and everything. And the doe spotted me at one point, and we stood there for 25 minutes staring at each other. My legs were hurting. My nose was itching. Nothing I could do about it. But I want to show you the end result of all that. Now, I'm being quiet because this isn't over with yet, but I'm going to show you the starting point of this. Alright, that's blood on the tree. That was all white before. Okay, I'm going to sit here for a little bit. I'm not going to rush this. I got a good blood trail, and as you can see, she's standing broadside at about 40 yards. Let me tell you this. This is something I done today after that fiasco yesterday. I mean, I thought I had my yardage on. I'm really upset about all that, but I went out and bought a rangefinder this afternoon. I decided I couldn't rely on my judgment anymore, and that paid off. I ranged this doe at just under 40 yards, and like I said, I think I hit lungs, a lot of spray, a lot of blood. So like I said, I'm gonna get a drink of water, just calm down a little bit, and then we're gonna start tracking this. There's probably gonna be a lot to learn on this one, so stick around. Look at this. We're going to look at this example here. You can see the bubbles in the blood. That's an indicator of a lung shot. There's some useful information when you're doing the tracking. You'll see how it's rounded down on this end, and as it goes this way, you got fingers coming off of it that splatters. That there tells you which way that animal was headed, because when the blood hits, it carries forward. So that's really important. Okay, finally got some venison for the freezer. We're gonna warn you now, because I guess that's the proper thing to do anymore. There's some blood on this animal, but I know where my food comes from, and I'm good with it. So if you're squeamish, or you feel like you need to go find a quiet spot and hug a tree right now, do it. So, without further ado, let's look at what we got here. Okay, got a nice doe, and it was a double lung shot right through the side. Completely went through. The blood trail, it was amazing. I mean, it was a good blood trail, and then when she got down here, it just quit. I'm guessing it clotted up, but that was a pretty good hole. We got some here, but it's nothing like it was. It's amazing these animals can go that far. So we're going to do the work now. We're going to get this gutted. The rangefinder definitely helped with this, and it didn't end like it did the other one. I'm glad for that. This animal went quick, no suffering, well, very little suffering. The blood trail, like I was saying, it was coming through the woods, and I could tell I hit her high. It was spraying on top of the trees. You know, you could see the marks where it would spray out, which I'll show this to you. And I have to go get my gear and come back and get this thing gutted and head for the house.